From the lands of Tilshire she came, a runaway noble, a vagabond, a thief, with eyes full of wonder and a heart yearning for adventure. Welcome, I'm the Deadwood Jedi, and in case you guys can't tell, the big news of the day, we have a new fusion coming on Monday. That's the big news. Monday is going to be a new fusion starting. We have so I have a little bit of information on it, but honestly, they haven't shared a whole lot with me, so I can't really give you guys too much on it. What I have been given, though, I know this is going to be a Barbarian Legendary Champion. Going to be Force Affinity, and it's going to be a defense type champion. So defense type champions tend to have a much lower bar as far as being good or not. So there's a good chance it's actually going to be somebody you're going to want to get. Defense champions are easier to gear, and they're usually applicable across more facets of the game. So that's really cool. Barbarian Legendary is also good. We don't have a lot of them, so getting more would be very necessary, I think. And I think a lot of us struggle, especially with Faction Wars on the Barbarian side of things. And it's good that it's not a magic champion, because we have plenty of those. Getting another affinity is really good. The only other thing I've really gotten from Polarium right now is a quote they're going to be sharing on Facebook. But I figured I could do a very nice dramatic reading of it, really tap into my actor chops here, and present it to you guys the way it's supposed to be presented. So if you'll excuse me a moment. I gotta get myself ready. Okay, let me get myself prepared here. From the lands of Tilshire she came, a runaway noble, a vagabond, a thief, with eyes full of wonder and a heart yearning for adventure. To become a warrior without equal, beneath whose axe scores of hapless foes fall like grass before a scythe. Will you, O summoner, have what it takes to earn her loyalty? That's it. I could probably do it better, but that's the quote. That's what we got. That's what you know about her. She has an axe, which you kind of can see in the picture, and she's looking for adventure, a heart full of yearning for adventure. Maybe needs somebody else in her life, but yearning for adventure. That one gonna kill some folks. That's her thing. Warrior without equal. Awesome. You can see the little quotes: the thief, the warrior, the queen, the cyclone. Probably a cyclone ability. Sounds pretty dope. Maybe she'll be called Cyclone. I don't know. Yep. Don't have a whole lot to go on, but that was a very descriptive thing. She sounds interesting. Like, I would like to have a conversation with this person. I'm not sure what we would talk about. Mostly probably me trying to avoid being killed is what it sounds like. But all right, so we also got some information from Valkyrie today. Looks like this is they had promised before about doing a bi-weekly communication with the community, and so far, in the first opportunity to do it, they've kept to their word, which is wonderful. So I'm very excited about that. That's actually a really good sign of things. If they can continue to communicate with us, that means that they're moving in good faith, which is, I think, really all we need. I think people are pretty understanding of things if they're not perfect, as long as we're actually actively working towards them. I think that's really one of the big things. So this is a good sign. I mean, we want to see more, obviously. Behavior is determined by pattern and repetition, not just by one time, but I think this is a good sign. So I'm just going to read this off to you. I have it behind me. It's just, there's no easy way to show this on the screen, so I'm just going to read it to you guys so you kind of have an idea. Valkyrie starts off with, hello, guys and girls. I'm here to present you our promised regular updates about the things we are working on and what we have in store. Now, I notice a lot of you are confused by the phrasing. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is this is all every other Friday, not every Friday, but every other Friday. So every fortnight, as she says. It's a nice old-timey word. But she did say the release, before she starts, I would like to inform you that the release date has been shifted a little. We are now planning to release the 2.1 patch closer to the end of the month because some features do require more time to work on than we initially estimated. That's fine. As long as we know what's going on and why, I'm okay with that. So what are the things we're working on currently? This is actually really good. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Tag Team Arena Bazaar. Almost finished testing all of the sides of this feature. So that's good. We need the bazaar. We need a way to be able to buy stuff like books, and I know that's going to be available. Hopefully we can buy shards through that. We also keep working on improving the matchmaking algorithms in the tag team arena so that other players won't be able to abuse the scoring system. Also, a really good thing. It's really stupid that you can attack somebody over and over and lose and still gain points. That doesn't make any sense. New accessories are also in the testing phase. We will provide you with more details about them in the release notes. I think I did something about this before, the new accessories that they're trying out. We'll see how that goes. One more important notice about the change in the Arena 3x3 feature. We will change the appearance of the progress bar so that in the future, the green color will always be an indicator of the guaranteed transfer. After we have implemented the change, the scale will be tied to the position in the rating rather than to the minimum number of points as needed for the transfer. This is a really good thing. There were a lot of people that were in the green and thought they were safe to move up, and it turned out they weren't. They didn't have enough points. And that's a really that sucks, because you would think if it's green, I'm good, and if it's not, then I need to worry. So I'm glad they're fixing that. They're taking our notes on that, and they're going to fix that. It's a sad thing that's still going to take a couple more weeks, but that is good that they're working on that. That's definitely something that we need here. And that's a good note. If you guys are worried about moving up in 3v3, the green is not an indicator of where you are. You got to pay attention to the actual ranking within your grouping. I don't even know how you would estimate that properly, but that's what it's really tied to. Let's see, what else? At the same time, we're working on the weaknesses that are relevant for Classic Arena. We are aware of the problem with the Bronze and Silver Leagues, and we do realize how important that aspect is, so we're now working on improving the matchmaking algorithm in these leagues. Thank you. The Classic Arena is the biggest problem in this game. The fact that if you're a free-to-play player, a new player, it is almost impossible to get up to Gold 4 because all of those dead whale teams are clogging the lower rankings. This is such a big fix for people. Doesn't even affect me, and I know how big this is. So this is huge. I'm really glad they're working on that. This needs to be done as soon as possible. I can tell you, all the content creators bitch about this. A huge issue. We all know it. We're trying to push for it. Thankfully, they're taking our notes and they're working with that. That's great. In 2.1, we will fix the bug that allows players to exploit the common champion to distract boosting speed champion of the arena. So you know how someone will put like a level 1 bully in there, and then your arbiter will attack them instead of doing the speed boost. And I think Manable actually just showed another way that you can use it when you're on offense to distract like a Rotos, for example. So this is good. They'll fix that. That's excellent. We're aware of the abuse with the intentional help provided to players to take up the first places in Platinum Arena by other players. That abuse will also be fixed. So basically, the help, or as we normal people like to call it, cheating, is going to be cut. And that's great, because it sucks. If you're spending thousands of dollars, you're pushing your team to the limit, and you can't show how good you are because somebody else is cheating. They're buying their way to the top. And not buying their way as in getting shards and building up their champions and stuff, but like buying their way as in having other people do the work for them. That's bull. And it's lame, and it sucks, and it shouldn't be in the game. They're working on a way within the algorithm, within the functions of the game. That's fine. I mean, however it gets stopped, it just needs to. Because honestly, look, I'm never going to get the plat. I'm never going to get number 1. I'm never going to do that. But I would like to have the idea that if I did earn that, if in my dreams, well, one day when I get there, that whatever I win, I earned. And that I'm not sharing that badge, that trophy of like, look how good I am, with some Joe Schmo who just paid $2,000 for somebody else to get him there. So I'm glad they're fixing that. Last but not least, we would like to let you know that a new Fusion event starts this Monday. Already talked about that. They hope that we'll absolutely like this champion. And of course, more details will be provided on Monday. So we'll have to wait till Monday to hear about the champions. In the end, I think this is important. I want to inform you that yesterday we had a meeting with our game designers on discussing the most requested quality of life features, which we are going to release in the nearest update. A big thank you goes out to our moderators for helping us to compose this list. That's great. That's great. I know Hell Hades just did a huge blue sky kind of thing on like things that are needed in this game. Most of those are simple quality of life stuff. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's going to entail, what that'll mean. But all those little things matter, you know. We need the big, like, content stuff. We need that, and it doesn't look like that's coming, but we need that. But also these little quality of life things really matter too. All these things matter. I'm really excited they're fixing Arena. That's a huge thing. It's a huge issue. It's the only competitive part in this game, and we need that fixed. So that's great. And I feel a lot better. Honestly, like I'm not there. I can't design. I'm not. That's not my thing. But I want to know that they're working on this stuff. I want to know that they hear us when we're bitching to them about this, and we're saying, "Hey, this is a big problem." It's good to know that they are taking it seriously and they're addressing it. I understand they have to prioritize. That's a thing that happens. You can only have so much energy and resources. And my guess is my guess is it's not really the resources they have aren't being used the way we would like them to. I have a feeling there's a lot more resources being pushed into advertising and other things, as opposed to into the dev department and making sure these changes happen and happen quickly. That said, they're working with what they got. And as long as they're being open with us about what they're doing and they're sharing with us that information, I'm okay with giving them a little bit more time to do it. Now, they've had all the time in the world, so don't get me wrong. I'm still frustrated and upset as the rest of you guys are. But, they're working towards it. I can be a little bit more patient as long as they let me know they're working towards it. You guys don't have to, though. You guys can feel however you want about it, and I ain't going to bitch about it. I ain't going to complain. Because, honestly, it's been a long time, and a lot of these changes are well overdue. But I look at this as movement in the right direction at the very least. So that's great. That's a good thing. So let me go over the Epic Champions that might be in this fusion, and you guys can kind of make your choice of whether you want to participate in it or not. Okay, guys. So I'm here in the index, and I'm just going to go over some of the champions that are being used. Now, I know one of them is definitely going to be Necro Hunter. That's clear from the picture. You can see Necro Hunter right here. I have not seen Necro Hunter used super successfully, but I believe he has a place in Arena. Decreased defense on his A1 with a double attack. Attack on his A2 with a chance for extra hit. I mean, that's okay. And Perfect Veil on his third hit if it's critical, and with an attack, though. So he's okay. I think the modifiers are all right. Not anybody I would go crazy for, quite frankly. God, so hard to find. Here we go. Nope. I mean, it could be Yaga, but I would be very surprised if they bring in another, farmable champion, free-to-play champion as one of the champions for this. So my guess is it's going to be Basher here. Has a weaken on his A1, which is pretty solid. AoE on his A2 with a cooldown increase. And then on his A3, block buffs, attacks 4 times. He's okay, I guess. I think I've seen some videos of him being used in some areas of the game to pretty good effect. But I don't see anything particularly, intriguing about him, to be honest with you guys. Yep, so then we also have either Missionary, right here, who's just objectively not very good. Small stun chance, provoke chance, heal reduction, decreased speed. Just not very good. His base stats are bad. He's nothing worth talking about. Or it could be Bushy. They both have the same. They both have the same model being used here, same skin. So this one, damage increases each time the skill is being used up to 4 times. Cool. Crit on the A2, cool. And then the passive gives him the unkillable buff. That's pretty much the only thing that's useful for him. So I've seen him in some unkillable comps, but that's it. That's really the only place. So I would not be doing this to get Bushy either, if that is the case. The last one is the one that I'm most intrigued by, because it could be one of 3 champions as far as I can see. It's either going to be Bonekeeper here, who I don't think is a terrible champion. Decreased defense, extra crit damage on this A2. The A3 has an extra hit if it's critical, so big crit, big attack kind of champion. I'm not familiar with the modifier, so I can't tell you if she's really worth it or not. My guess would be no. I don't see her in a lot of endgame builds, but there's a lot of champions that people don't play with either, so she might be better than she looks, kind of like Necro Hunter. I think they both probably have a place in the game, if not a great one. And then this is Shaman, who we all get as part of leveling up. So I doubt it would be Shaman. My guess is they want you to farm for it, so my guess is not that. And then the one I'm hoping for is Seer here. You can see they all have the same skin. But she attacks one enemy, extra chance, increased crit rate and weaken. But the big ability from Seer is remove all buffs from allies and enemies. It places a sleep on everybody and just nukes the heck out of them. She's super strong for dungeons. You guys have seen those crazy fast runs. Almost always it involves a Seer in the mix. So if you have the opportunity to get Seer, if she's being made available, definitely worth it. If not, oh boy, you got to choose. We're going either Lego or going home, because it's just not going to be worth the effort otherwise. You don't want to get partway there. None of those other epics are really worth your time. But I will say my general feeling on fusions is that if you have the opportunity to get the legendary, it's worth it. And the reason why is legendaries are so hard to come by. Even if they're not great, they're still typically better than your epics. You may not be able to book them. You may not be able to book them for a long time, even if it's not right away. But having the legendary there gives you that opportunity. If this turns out to be another Rhodos or another Torment, someone that is game-breaking for the game, you know, really meta-changing, you don't want to feel like you're left out of that mix. Now, we're going to be able to tell before we get into it. They're going to, obviously, once the fusion starts, we'll be able to see all the stats and the gear, and somebody's going to have it leveled up in the first day or two. So it's not like you have to worry about, you know, seeing the power and the impact of this champion. But you're going to need to assess that. You're really going to need to look at it before you invest time and energy into leveling this champion up. I don't want you guys to be wasting your time and your resources on something that's not useful for you. We already have Alton in the Barbarian faction. We already have Valkyrie in the Barbarian faction. So what kind of champion is this one going to bring? Is it going to bring some balance to that faction? I mean, I would hope so. Maybe it's a decreased defense and weakened champion. Maybe it's a poison champion. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe it's a revive champ. I mean, we did just get Scylla the Drake as part of the, you know, the login reward type champion. So that maybe doesn't even make a whole ton of sense there. I'm real interested to see what this is. You know, we could use maybe an ally protection champion. That would not be a bad thing. Something else that we could use. So, you know, kind of waiting for that to come down. I wish we had a little bit more information for you guys, but unfortunately, that's all we were given. But I wanted to let you guys know as soon as possible. So there it is. Hopefully that's helpful to you. And yeah, I have another video coming out. So I have another video. I'm going to drop it today. It's going to tell you guys. It's another clan boss video. It's team synergy. So crucial, guys, as far as making your clan boss teams, making sure that your abilities mesh. And this is a good example of how that can work. How you want to look at your team and make that work. So I think it's going to be really helpful for you guys. So make sure you check that out. Fire Night Challenge is still going on. We're going to keep it going all the way through the weekend. We're going to cut it off on Sunday, I think. And we'll show our times then, me and Deathwish. So make sure to go subscribe to his channel and check him out. Stop by my Discord. Put a submission in. Everybody that drops in a time in my Discord, I'm definitely going to give you guys a shout out on one of these shows. For sure. I'll put it in one of my videos. I'll give you guys a shout out. You deserve it for putting in the effort and trying to compete in that. And it's been fun all in all. So it's something I think we might try to do some more of these kind of community content things a little bit more often. So I want to give you guys something to do. So come by the Discord. Jump on in. We're trying to do some fun stuff over there. Till next we meet. I'm the Deadwood Jedi.